Hello, I'm Sasha Miller, and today I'm going to be telling the story of Medusa, one of the most famous and misunderstood figures in Greek mythology. Most people think of her only as a monster with snakes for hair, but her full story reveals a much deeper meaning. Medusa was one of the three Gorgons, but unlike her immortal sister, she began life as a beautiful mortal woman, and she was known especially for her long flowing hair, um, as you can see on this slide. Um, the snakes represent her transformation and the idea of rebirth, while the stone that she has from her gaze symbolizes her how beauty can become deadly and how she becomes frozen in the public imagination as a monster. So Medusa was the daughter of two ancient sea deities, and despite her powerful ancestry, she chose a peaceful life of service as a priestess in the temple of Athena. In this part of the story, she's admired for her beauty and her dedication. And she was one of the three Gorgon sisters in Greek mythology. And she was very famous for her beauty, especially her long hair that I've mentioned before. A couple of her symbols are the temple columns that she worked at. It symbolizes her purity, her duty, and her connection to the divine. Yes. So Medusa's transformation, her life changed permanently when Poseidon, the god of the sea, pursued and violated her inside of Athena's sacred temple. Instead of punishing Poseidon, Athena punished Medusa, and she transformed her beautiful hair and face into snakes and gave her a gaze that can turn anyone who looked at her into stone. We're not sure if Poseidon and Medusa's relationship was terms of like a rape situation or something that was non-consensual, but we do know that Medusa felt deeply ashamed. Medusa's life as a Gorgon, she's exiled after her transformation. She lives alone in a cave which is far from society, and she's feared by the world from a curse that she didn't deserve because we don't know if she did anything on purpose. She became a huge symbol of danger and victimhood because she never hunted or harmed anybody intentionally. And heroes would just go at her and sought her out to prove themselves and to try to kill her, which is not what she deserved. So Perseus, who was a young hero, is sent on an impossible mission to bring back the head of the Medusa. So he gets help of several gods along the way. Hermes gives him a sword. Athena gives him a polished shield to use as a mirror, and Hades offers him a cap of invisibility. Perseus uses the reflection in the shield to approach Medusa safely without looking at her. Yes. So, Medusa's death, Perseus finally is able to reach her as she's sleeping and beheads her while she's in her slumber. But even in her death, she's still powerful. From her blood, which in Greek mythology is called golden ichor, arose like two beings, which is Pegasus, who's the winged horse, and and like a man as well. And these children symbolize that beauty and strength can also come from pain and tragedy. The Pegasus on this slide represents unexpected creation and hope, with like death and birth and trauma and transformation. So Perseus kept her head as a weapon that he used along the way when he was coming back and faced the Hydra when he was protecting his future wife, who was being sacrificed by her island by her father. So he was able to protect her and turn the Hydra into stone, and he was able to use her head still holds power, which also shows that, which goes back to the theme that I was talking about beforehand. So her legacy, Perseus again uses Medusa's head as a weapon, turning villains and monsters into stone. Eventually, he gives the head to Athena, who puts it onto her shield as a protective emblem. So this is the shield right here, and it is shown in a lot of, it is embellished into a lot of Greek armor to show strength and to be protected. So, a couple modern interpretations. Today, she's seen very, very differently. Many modern artists and writers interpret her as a victim of injustice rather than a true villain, which she's trying to be painted as in the original myth. She has become a huge feminist symbol representing rage, survival, and the reclaiming of a story that was taken from her. And a lot of modern interpretations right now, especially in Percy Jackson in the movie, she's played by a very beautiful actress, which in my mind kind of defeats the purpose of the whole myth, because in the myth she's turned into something ugly and just not attractive or attainable. But here they're kind of glamorizing what they've done to her by making her seductive and sultry. So yeah, that is Medusa.